Death trap. Okay, we're choked. See if we can get some life in it. Come on. Come on. Oh, it wanted to go.
Alright, so I got a YD100 that came in. It looks pretty decent inside there. I had a single handmade gasket on it, so I had a rough sound to it when you tried to turn it over. It was the piston tapping in there. You're supposed to have two 1mm gaskets on these when you torque them down. So anyways, it doesn't look bad. I mean, it's carbonized and stuff. Nothing, you know, too crazy with the older motor. I couldn't get it to start, so I tried a new carb, we did the CDI, magneto, still wouldn't start. It wanted to, but it was just like chugging. So the gas had an old smell to it. Now, I drained the case itself too. And most of that water right there, you guys can see it, came out of the crankcase. So I put some stuff to free it up and stuff. The rings were stuck too on it. I let it sit overnight. It's all air dried out. I'm gonna spray some lube stuff down in there to turn the bearings over and stuff a few times. And we're gonna see if we can give this thing some life again. So anyways, but yeah, they had some silicone and one handmade paper gasket in there. Way too thin. So we're gonna cut a new gasket because I don't have a YD100 one. We're just gonna cut a copper deal and just put it on and get it going. Alright, I got 2 layers of copper here. We're gonna cut a YD100 bottom half gasket. You need to have the 1.2 millimeters of space, so we're gonna just do this. I'm not gonna wait around a couple days for a gasket to come, so we're gonna make 2 gaskets. Hey guys, so I had this come into me yesterday, and we replaced the CDI magneto. They both have water damage. As you can see, this thing sat out in the rain a while, but it's got cracks. So anyways, and the coil was open, so we replaced those. It still wouldn't start. I put a new carb on it. This is brand new, all clean. It's getting gas in, but it still wouldn't start. And the gas had an old smell. I drained that. As you can see, had a little bit of water in it. And so did the case. So, overnight, I put in some penetrating stuff to clean everything. Everything seems to be rolling nice and free. It looked good. I put a little camera down in it. The head gasket that they had literally was one handmade paper gasket that they put in there. So the piston was tapping the head, and I could feel it running, trying to start. It was tapping, so I pulled that out. I just made 2 copper gaskets. I put some RTV between them just to make sure that they seat really well. I'm in the drying process. But this was a Facebook sale. And, you know, I've talked about these in the past. You find these on there. They charge you some ridiculous, outlandish price for a Huffy. It's a Huffy Cranbrook. And they do make those frames fairly decent for these little kit motors, don't get me wrong. But like the chain guard, those tend to snap off, go through the spokes, kill you. The fenders usually are too wide. And as you can see, they bent it to the point where it just misses the tire. which everyone that knows, see, look at it hitting it. When this catches, this is going to go through and kill the poor guy. There's no brakes other than the coaster brake, which that is a death sentence. So, yeah, this is one of those Facebook deals. And then there's the front fender with the loop of death. But, you know, they just throw these together. They sell it to people that don't really know what's going on. And the part that's really disappointing too is, you know, this is the coaster brake type. So they didn't space this right either. And if you see, the chainstay is being eaten through. So, you know, they did a lot of stuff. They sell it to you. You're not really, you know, it's someone inexperienced. And they get the shaft. And they told the guy it just sat outside a little bit. I think they sold it to him for, you know, about $200 or something. Which, you know, isn't a bad deal if you know what you're getting into. I did not expect there to be water in the crankcase, so this is going to be a science experiment all in itself here.
Not mine, fixing it for someone else. Oh, that sounds better. Wow, this thing has like no power.
Alright guys, so I just got this. It runs, it stops, runs, stops. Couldn't figure it the hell out. I get back, I was going to check to make sure the magnet direction was right. And check this out. That shit's stripped on there. And the magnet's loose. Like if it's just perfect, you don't notice it. So whoever did this stripped the freaking bolt. So I don't know, I gotta try and figure out how to pull that now. I think I can take that nut off maybe and get enough meat just to tighten it up correctly. But yeah, the freaking magnet's flopping. Boy, whoever had this bike before really abused it. Alright, let me see if I can try and fix that now. Check that out. No wonder it wasn't holding. Look at the threads on that thing were gone. So anyways, that compression washer was in that area. We're gonna try and see if there's enough meat there to mount this. Doesn't take much. But Jesus, look at that. So this is the kind of crap you get off Facebook. Alright, if we can even focus. Look at the threads on that thing. But anyways, I put the correct nut on there. This is the actual YD100 shaft nut. I rethreaded the front part as best I could and gripped the back part. So we're missing the center section, which fine. But we have the magnet correct. And now it sits correctly in there too for the magneto coil. So yeah, I mean, this is par for the course. This is the kind of stuff that you're gonna run into when you buy a Facebook page type build. Alright, let's see if we can get it to go again. So I was digging into this thing a little deeper because if you notice, you got some chain rub on the tire and they had those fenders on. And what they did is they tried to bend the fender in and move the tire over, and the chain was hitting. So I put the chain on correctly and I found out the back hub had no grease in it. I greased it quick. The other thing too is this is just coaster brakes, so he's got to get some regular brakes on this at some point. So I took the front fender off in this one. I put all the hardware in the bag. I'm going to give it to him. And then check this out. This right here is not the coaster brake holder. That is a motorized bicycle muffler. One of the things, that's what they're stopping the bike with. So, that's scary all in itself, because usually that's like 1/8, you know, type material, 3/16 bracket there. So, he's got to get that fixed. I do not have that part. I'm just going to point it out to him. A little dangerous. But I got the chain correctly spaced now and the tire aligned right. So we're going from there. I'm gonna tidy up the CDI and stuff here. It's got about 45 minutes to go to dry. And I'm gonna test fire it and hopefully we can get it running and he's got something solid to ride around on.